Hi, I'm Kathy from Kathy Waller Company, and together with Disability Arts Online, we run Decode, a partnership programme which supports disabled people to understand and apply for access to work in the arts and cultural sector. This video will show you the online application form, which is the initial stage of the Access to Work application process. This video is part of our Access to Work guide for the arts and culture sector, which can be found on our website, disabilityarts.online. During this video, we will use a fictional character based on our experience of working with many different people over the last 3 years. Contact information used is also made up or it utilises Disability Arts Online's details. This isn't a video of how exactly to fill in the online application. It's simply a video to show you what to expect within the form and the kind of information that Access to Work needs at this stage of the process. So I've gone and Googled Access to Work Apply. I'm then going to bring up the government page and click Start Now. Check if you're eligible. Select all that apply. Yes, I have a physical or mental health condition or disability that means I need support to do my job or to get to and from work. Yes, I am age 16 or over. Yes, I am in paid work or I'm about to start or return to work in England, Scotland or Wales. Yes, I live in England, Scotland or Wales. Are you a civil servant? If you're not sure whether you are classed as a civil servant, your employer will be able to tell you. And no, I'm not a civil servant. Great, it's telling me I might be eligible for access to work, so I'm going to start my application. So I'm going to start with about you and your details. So my name is Zoe Smith. And my date of birth is 01/07/1987. And my postcode is BN1 4AJ. And the street is 28 Kensington Street. It's not on the list, so I'm going to click I cannot find my address on the list and enter it manually. Town or city is Brighton, and postcode is BN1 4AJ. Yes, those are my answers. I've checked they're correct, so I'm going to press confirm and save. How we contact you. Who should we contact? If you would like someone else to deal with your application, like a family member or representative, we can contact them instead of you. We will need to contact you to start with to check your identity. Who should we contact about your application? I'd like Access to Work to contact myself. What telephone number should we use to contact you? We will contact you about your application by telephone calls and text messages. Now, I'm not going to give Access to Work my telephone number because I find it difficult to speak on the phone due to anxiety, and I'm worried that Access to Work won't get the correct information if they do call me. So I'm going to click I find it difficult to hear or speak on the telephone. And then I'm going to enter my email address, which is zoe@disabilityarts.online. Checking my answers are correct, I'm going to confirm and save. Next section, your conditions and disabilities. Conditions and disabilities. You do not have to be medically diagnosed with a health condition or disability to be eligible for Access to Work support. Conditions and disabilities can include a physical disability, a mental health condition, a hearing or sight impairment, a learning disability or difference including neurodivergence, an illness, a temporary condition, a developmental condition or any other condition, disability or illness. What are the names of your conditions or disabilities that you have? You can include one or more. You can give information about your conditions and disabilities and how they affect you in the next step. So my disabilities and conditions are ADHD, and CFS, which is chronic fatigue syndrome. Your conditions or disabilities at work. How do your conditions or disabilities affect you at work? You can include things like work activities you find difficult and how you are affected on a day-to-day basis. When I'm at work, I find it really difficult to manage my diary and focus on completing tasks. I find it hard to keep to deadlines, and my organisation is not organised enough for my job. Next paragraph, I'm going to write, public transport is really difficult for me because of my CFS and my energy levels. Walking to the bus stop is exhausting with my CFS. So by the time I get to work, I'm too fatigued to carry out the job at hand. Continue. I'm going to check my answers and confirm and save. Your job and employer, next section. Have you started your job? If you have more than one job, you can add another later on. Yes, I've started my job. What is your employment status? If you do not know, you can find out more about different types of employment, which will open a new tab. So I'm self-employed. What is your job title? I am a multidisciplinary artist. What is your job description? You can include skills, responsibilities, and day-to-day activities. So I create visual arts installations. I also facilitate workshops for adults. I also do consultancy around accessible workshops and exhibitions. I'm self-employed, so I run my own business. My work involves communication over email and telephone, as well as face-to-face. I also use programs like Word and Google Drive. I am responsible for networking, finding clients, writing funding applications, and all financial aspects of running my business. Continue. When did you start this job? If you cannot remember the exact date, give the first day of the month that you started. For example, this would be the 1st of November 2022. I started my job on the 6th of April 2018. You may need to give earnings for the last tax year. We will tell you if we need this information when we contact you about your application. This is so we can understand more about your self-employment. Unique taxpayer reference. A unique taxpayer reference is a 10-digit number. For example, 12345678890. It will be on your tax returns and other letters about your tax. It may be called a tax reference, UTR, or appear next to the heading Official Use. Get advice on how to find your UTR, which opens another tab. And now I've typed in my unique taxpayer reference. How many hours do you work per week? If your hours can be different each week, give an estimate of the number of hours that you worked on average. Now, I've had a look at my working hours over the last few months, and I've worked out that I average 40 hours per week. Which days of the week do you work? I've worked out that I work flexibly. What is your workplace address? If you work in different locations, provide the address where you work most often. I am going to put in my home postcode because I mainly work from home. Select your workplace address. Now, I know that it can't be found, so I'm going to click on the tab to enter it manually. Now I can check my answers through and I'm happy with them, so I can press confirm and save. Do you need to add another job? No, I don't. I'm only asking for access to work support for my self-employed job. Next section, specialist equipment. Specialist equipment. Access to Work can provide things like specialist equipment, like adapted keyboards and mouse alternatives, assistive software like screen readers, another type of specialist equipment to support your condition. Do you need specialist equipment to support you with your condition at work? I'm actually not sure what's available and what might help me, so I'm going to put I don't know. Next section, mental health support. Access to Work mental health support is provided by Able Futures and Maximus, and we will refer your details to one of these providers. Mental health support can be things like one-to-one mental health support from a professional outside of work, a support plan for your mental health, or practical tools and techniques to help you with your mental health at work. Your employer will not be contacted about mental health support. If you do not need any other type of support, you will need to apply directly to Able Futures or Maximus, and the links are in the application. Do you want to apply for mental health support as part of this application? No, I don't. Next section, support workers. Does your condition mean that you need a support worker at work? Access to Work can help to pay for support workers such as job coaches, British Sign Language BSL interpreters and note takers. Yes. Do you know what type of support worker you need? If you do not know, we can help you to find the right option for you. Yes, I know what I need. Which type of support worker do you need? A British Sign Language BSL interpreter or a different type of support worker? I need a different type of support worker. What type of support worker do you need? For example, a note taker. If you need more than one type of support worker, you can add more later. So I think I need someone that can take notes for me. So I'm going to write a note taker and continue. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so you can see this better. How will the note taker help you at work? You can include work activities the support worker would help you with and the effect of not currently having this type of support at work. So, I need someone that can take notes in meetings and conversations. I need a support worker to have a conversation with me after meetings, to help me set tasks and think through my workload. Without this support, I'm finding I'm missing deadlines and not understanding how to get my work done. This means I end up losing work and clients. Continue. Will you need this support worker on a temporary basis? For example, you have a broken arm and need a note taker for a short period of time. No, I need this support worker on a permanent basis. How many hours per week do you need this support at work? If you do not know, give the maximum number of hours per week you will need this support. So, I'm not sure, but I think I need someone every morning, so I'm going to put 15 hours a week. I'm now going to check my answers and press continue and save. I'm now going to zoom back out so you can see the full page. You have added one support worker. Do you need to add another support worker? No, not at the moment. Next, travelling to and from work. Does your condition mean that it is difficult for you to drive and get public transport to and from work? Yes. How do you get to and from work now? Select all that apply. The options are public transport. Yes, I sometimes use public transport. Drive or lift in a car. Yes, that also applies to me. Walking or cycling. Taxi, I work from home, other, or I have not started work yet. And then I'm going to press continue. Do you spend more than 2 hours on public transport on your journey to work or back from work? No, I don't. Which type of support do you need to travel to and from work? If you do not know, we can help you find the right option for you. And the options are taxi, lift in a car from a friend, colleague or family member, something else, or I don't know. I need taxis. I'm just going to zoom in so that you can see this a little bit better. How will having a taxi to help you travel to and from work meet your needs? You could include the effect of not having any support or what you find difficult about travelling to work. So I find it really difficult to walk to the bus stop, get on the bus and travel to work. This is because by the time I get to work, I'm exhausted from the travel. I need a taxi because I can leave my house, sit down and get to work with the same amount of energy I had to begin with. Occasionally, I can get a lift from my partner, but he has his own job, so it's not reliable. And I'm going to press continue after the mistakes and go to the next page. And then I'm just going to zoom back out. How many journeys will you need support for in a week? If it can be different, give the maximum number of journeys you need support for. A journey to work and a journey back home in a day counts as 2 journeys. So, although I work flexibly and I work at different work locations, I think every week I need to go and leave the house for work 3 times. So I'm going to put 6 journeys a week. So that counts for going to work and back again. Will your journeys to and from work be between your home and work addresses? Yes. And now I'm going to check my answers that they're all correct and I'm happy with them, and then I'm going to press confirm and save. Travelling during work, next section. Support to travel during work. Access to work can help to pay for things like taxis and hire cars if you cannot drive or get public transport to other places during your working day. For example, you are a social worker and you have to visit different homes during the working day. Does your condition mean that you need support to travel to other places during your working day? I don't know. Next section, scrolling down, changes to your workplace. Access to work can help pay for things like ramps for wheelchairs to navigate a workplace, disabled toilets, and audio-visual fire alarm. You should talk to your employer about reasonable adjustments, which will open a new tab, before claiming for changes to your workplace using access to work. Does your condition mean that you would benefit from physical changes at your workplace? No. Scrolling down to the next section, adaptations to a vehicle. Does your condition mean that you need adaptations to the vehicle you use to travel to work or during work? Access to work can help to pay for adaptations to your vehicle to make driving or travelling easier. No, I don't. Scrolling down to the end of the form. Anything else you'd like to add? There's nothing else I'd like to add, so I'm going to press no. I'm then going to scroll down to the end of the application and press continue. And then we're not going to press this button, but if you're happy with it, you would press agree and send application. After you've done this, a screen will come up to show a code, a reference number that you can use if you need to contact Access to Work during that time. Thank you for watching. We really hope you found this useful. If we've mentioned any phrases or words that you're not familiar with, please go to our glossary page to find out more about Access to Work's terminology. As you'll see in this video, you're unable currently to save the application so you can have a copy. However, in our resources, we've made a Word document version of the application so that you can write your answers and have a look at them and save so you have a copy after you've pressed send.